Tesla Cybertruck. I am very much looking forward to finding out all about this and including some quite serious party tricks. So Tesla Cybertruck, this is a big one. This is going to be interesting to hear all about. This is Mark, who's my brother. This is Amelia, my niece, and Ava, my niece, and they've just got this truck. So I want to find out a bit more about this because everybody's pretty much talking about this at the moment. Quite a controversial one. So Mark, you've wanted this for a long, long time.
Yeah, probably about 5 years now. I remember putting the deposit down for $100 in Boston, where we lived at the time, and it's taken until last week to finally get it, but honestly it was worth the wait.
So this was something that, it wasn't like your last car was coming up and you thought, okay, let's have a look at what's out there. You've been wanting this for a really long time. What was it that made you want it?
I mean, it's enormously silly, right? I mean, it's a really, really silly car. I mean, look at it.
Yeah.
Redonkulous.
It's redonkulous. And the girls, I think, were huge sort of parts of this process as well, because they really loved it because of how silly it is. So that's the first point. The second one would be, I think an electric car is the right thing to do for many different reasons, but financially, for the planet, whatever you want to say, I think it's a really wise kind of investment to make. And so if I wanted to get an electric car, having driven a Tesla before, I wanted to get something that I felt would sort of match up with the things I enjoyed most with my previous car, which was actually a pickup truck. And so combining electric car with pickup truck, there's really only one choice in my mind, and that was this. And so it just fit everything I was looking for.
As you say, there is literally nothing else out there that looks like this. And ridiculous is probably quite a good word. I mean, Batmobile comes to mind. That's what I mean, there's just never been anything like this.
No, and that's what I love about it. It's unique. It takes a lot of courage to create something like that, and maybe some to drive it as well.
Right.
And the girls will tell you that everywhere we've driven, people will look and they'll point and they'll smile, and it makes people feel things, and I quite like that. It's different.
Well, I remember when I was with you in New York City in October, and we saw one, and it was the first time I'd seen one in the flesh, and you just do want to take that photo, and just you can't stop looking at it because it's just the maddest thing you've ever seen in terms of car.
It's like a piece of art. You're driving a piece of art around, and it's not to everyone's taste. It definitely is going to upset as many people as it pleases, but I think that's completely fine, that people are sort of, it's creating an emotion, and that sort of emotion is what I feel when I drive it, and what these guys feel when they're in it. It's really exciting to be in, and it makes you happy.
Well, the kids absolutely love it as well, don't you? So Amelia, let's start with you, and how are you finding it? We're only days in now, aren't we, with this, but how are you finding it so far?
It's fun and it's cool.
I think you're most excited to tell your friends, aren't you?
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of it.
What do you like about it the best?
I like how fast it goes.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy too.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
And there's a screen in the back.
There's a screen in the back which you can do. What can you do on that?
Well, Ava will show you all about that, won't you? That's your territory.
You know all about the screen at the back, and you like that. What's your favourite thing, Ava?
Beast mode, which is what she said, when it goes super fast. If you're like leaning down and then you go on beast mode, you go right up to your seat. And it's just like really fast, and that's my favorite part.
Okay, cool.
It is.
And Mark, so you had a Ram, was it, before this?
Yes, that's right.
Which you had for quite a while. And was there, at any point, was there any other contender as to what you were going to get? Or was it just always going to be this?
I think it was always going to be this. I had to do a lot of research to get it to a price point that worked for me. Thankfully, because the Ram was such a good car, and because we looked after it, and it was in good condition, and I'd had it for a long time, I was able to get a really, really good trade-in price. And so, this became very affordable because of how good the Ram was. So I benefited from that great car as well, and I love that car. But yeah, this was really the only choice, and I'd wanted it for so long that, I just couldn't wait to get it.
And we've heard from the girls what they love the best, and it's the boost, the power, the speed. What about for you? I know we're only a few days in, but what do you love?
I mean, there's a lot of things. Yes, the speed is fun and novel to begin with, but I would have to say it's probably the smoothest ride I've ever had. It's the most comfortable ride I've ever had. It's incredibly responsive to everything you do, partly because it has the crab walk, so the back wheels turn when you turn the front wheels.
Wow.
And so you feel this incredible connectivity with the car.
Yeah.
As you're navigating.
And a good turning circle.
And
I
an
imagine.
amazing
Yeah.
turning circle. Yeah, I mean it can turn on itself. And that's really, really valuable as a driver to have that sort of, to have that feel with it when you're driving it, because it is big. It's not as big as the previous car, but it is big, and so it does take some maneuvering, and it doesn't feel like you're in a big rig.
Yeah.
Like that. It feels like you're in a much smaller car.
So it's all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And you've got that.
Yeah.
For all wheels turning. You've got a 0 to 60 time of, I think, is it 4 seconds?
4.1, I think.
4.1 seconds.
Yeah. And it'll do 330 miles on a full charge.
So
340 maybe.
And which option is this in terms of, there's a long range and a normal battery, is that right?
Yeah, so there's foundational model, there's Cyber Beast, and then there's this one, which is the all-wheel drive. And on this you can sort of flex whether you want whether you want more miles or whether you want faster 0 to 60 acceleration or whatever. I prioritize range because we do road trips, and at the end of the day it's still incredibly quick, and sometimes too quick.
Yeah.
So I think for us it makes sense to have the range.
And
But
what was the range?
I think it's about it's either 315 or 330, something like that. I can't remember, but on a full charge. I don't drive much further than that.
Yeah, no, that's decent, isn't it? And you're pleased with the tech and the interior and the comfort and all that side of it.
The technology is excellent. The only thing I think it could benefit from would be integration with Apple Play. And so it's worth knowing that it doesn't have that.
Oh,
it doesn't. All of your apps are on there, but your phone never connects to the the car. It's all just done through their own system. So everything is on there. It's just not as seamless as other cars when you have that integration.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So Tesla's maintained independence over its technology, and so it doesn't integrate with Apple or Android or anything else. But you honestly don't notice it. It doesn't matter. The navigation's pretty good. We first got I first experienced a Tesla probably 3 or 4 years ago, and the navigation was terrible. It would try and take you down roads that didn't exist. It's so much better. It's so advanced on this one that I don't notice that it's not Waze or Google Maps. It's completely up there with any of them. So yeah, it really doesn't impact it anymore.
And I mean, I've been in the car with you a few times. I think the screen is probably the best screen I've ever seen in terms of the clarity and in terms of what information is there, how much information when you're going through your playlist, how much of it is there on the screen, and the way the screen can separate, and you've got the rear view. That's one of the coolest things.
Well, one of those things you'll see it when Amelia. Oh, this is a funny thing going past us now. Guy on a single wheel. One of the things you'll see when Amelia shows you inside is the lack of a rear view mirror.
Yeah.
The rear view mirror that's there is tiny, and it allows you to only see one child. If you have two or more children in the back, you can only see one of them. It's completely pointless. But the mirror is digital now, so it's just filming it instead and showing you, as you said, it shows you that view from the top of the screen, which is a much truer representation of what's actually there. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, and again, you'll see there's no speedometer on the front. It's to the right. It takes a little while to get used to those things, but once you have, you'll forget that you ever drove a different way. It becomes so sort of secondhand.
And a few days in, overall, you're really, really pleased that you did
It's
this.
it's the most. It's the best material purchase I've ever made, without a doubt.
Okay.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
Right, Amelia's going to show me the front,
You want to do the front?
inside the front, and Ava, you're going to show me the back as well with that back screen. Okay. Right, Amelia, so how do you open the door?
So you open the door by pressing this button really hard, and then you have to pull it back.
It was always going to be something cool, wasn't it, on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how we get in, and then what do you think about the interior? What are your favourite bits inside?
I think this is cool. Here, it says Cybertruck in a really cool font.
Yeah, that's nice.
I also like how much room you have here and right here. I like that.
Yeah, that's quite a nice little bit in the middle there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just to store stuff. Nice drawing from Ava there. And then you've got some. These are good for phones, aren't they? In the middle there.
Right here. I also like the lights. That's really cool. And
How about the screen?
oh yeah, the screen's
You're the expert on this, right?
yeah. I might have to go in to
Yeah?
explain. Okay. So here's you press here, and then here's the maps, and then you have to put where you want to go there. That's where you call people. And then here's all the back screens. Here's like, I think it's the front there. And I think that might be behind us. And here's like right next to us. That's really cool. Music's here.
I love that. It's so good, isn't it, with all the images and how clear it all is.
And yeah, like I like how you can actually like search stuff instead of like having to use your phone. That's Apple Music. I think this is like the toy box where you can do like these really fun things. Like there's Santa mode, there's paint shop where like you can change your car. I like this one. Light show, that's fun. Except that's better if it's like dark out. Rainbow Road, and we can make it too. I don't.
That's so good.
And this is the boom box where like it can almost go outside if there's like certain sounds. And here I think you can just like make beat. And then if you press here, there's many other ones like arcade. You can play games. Yeah, there's a calendar.
You're a big fan of all this, of the screen?
Yeah, I like how much like options and apps there are to do it.
So that's the front screen, and let's see what Ava thinks of the one in the back, shall we?
Yeah.
So same thing with the back door.
That. When you go into here, there's like, it's kind of like if there's, you put an iPad into this like case. And first thing, this is, so you can move where you want your air to be. So this is the left side. You can move the middle. If somebody's sitting in the middle, then you can move the right side.
Wow. And
you can choose how high you want it, or you can just have it at 1. And then 2 gets a little bit higher, and then 3 gets higher. And then if you go here, you can see that you can put like a warmer on your seat. If you want to have 1, you can have it at 1. If you don't want any, then you can have it at 3 or 2 on the left and right seats, but not in the middle, sadly.
So you've got heated seats either side. Are they ventilated as well, do you know? Are they cool in this? Yeah, Uncle Mark said,
Yes.
yeah, they're cool as well. That's really nice. So do you like the heated seats?
Yeah, it's nice when it's like when you leave your car outside and then it gets cold in the inside. You can just put these on and then you'll feel it's like warm on the seats.
And what else do you use the screen for in the back then, Ava?
Well, you can go on to like, you can see the music and you can skip if you want, or you can even raise the volume up yourself.
Oh, wow.
And then, yeah, and if you're going here, you can pick like, if you're like just waiting in traffic or something and you want to like do something to entertain you, and you don't have like any screens with you, well, you do it now. There's Netflix, YouTube, whatever that is, Hulu, and that thingy.
Twitch?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And then you can go on to games. You can play games like Beach Buggy, Skyforce.
So is this the best entertainment in the back that you've had in any car, do you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's just like the settings, and then it tells you the time, how cold it is or hot, and yeah.
So you're a fan, Ava?
Yes.
So there you have it, the Tesla Cybertruck. It is definitely impressive. It definitely does a lot of very cool stuff. It's like a transformer. Would you get one? Should you get one? Have you got one? I'd love to know what you think. Drop us a comment below and we'll see you soon on Owner Reviews.